we're shooting.
Hi, everybody! Happy Fursuit Friday!
Happy Fursuit Friday. Squeak, squeak.
So, as promised, we saw the movie Marlowe, and we also watched the movie LA Confidential.
Never mind this guy on the side here.
So, a little bit of history. I briefly attended community college, and LA Confidential was a movie that I actually watched in a film appreciation class. So that's how I first saw that movie. And yeah, I definitely don't think I ever would have checked out that movie on my own if I had not watched it in class. It is, I think it's a very good movie. But yeah, we saw Marlowe in theaters.
Yeah, we have the Liam Neeson.
Yes, Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson's?
Do you want to say what year the movie Marlowe takes place?
Takes place in 1939.
Is that what it says there?
Is that what it says? Isn't it?
Highlighted it.
Did you? I don't see it.
It's right there. I can't move. See what the cursor's way over here. Ah, scuff. Right there.
Oh, he did highlight. Yeah, 1939.
Okay. So yeah, it takes place in 1939 and in Los Angeles. I don't think they called it Los Angeles in the movie. In fact, both of them, I don't think they called it Los Angeles.
Yeah, they called it Angeles Los Californios. That's what they...
For some reason, the Wikipedia entry has nothing on what the premise of the movie is, which is rather strange.
Yes, because
usually these spoil the entire story by the day it comes out, so it's so weird. But anyhow, this is based off of Philip Marlowe, a detective. Oh darn it! I was going to show the Case Closed volume that I had where he was mentioned in it. I'll have to make it a YouTube short or something, me reading the entry. But anyway, so Marlowe takes place in the 30s. It's about a private eye who is hired by a woman to find somebody who's gone missing. And, yeah, it is, it's a fairly, I would say fairly straightforward, wouldn't you say?
Marlowe?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is an old school, an old style detective story. Where the beautiful woman walks into his office and is like, says all sorts of clever things, which basically like, hey, I want you to find this guy. And he's like, okay. And then the movie's like, him trying to find the guy.
One really big thing, there's a lot of smoking in this movie.
Very much so.
They also were trying to be very accurate to the time period with the language and...
Yes, it is so clever. The dialogue, what I could say about this movie is I loved the dialogue. It's like everybody picks... I know it's a Hollywood style movie, but everybody picks the exact right word and is so well spoken. Mm-hmm. Like there's no wasted statements. And it's like one of my favorite lines was when she asked about, hey, can you find this guy? And he's like, was your husband a homosexual? And she's like, oh please, he's not nearly that interesting.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was a great line.
So, yeah, other people, Diane Kruger is the woman who comes to see him, right?
Yeah, that's Freddie's mother.
I don't think
from
so.
The Freddie Krueger.
And also in the movie is Jessica Lange, Adewale Akinoye Agabahe. I probably am butchering his name, but he was Mr. Echo on Lost. In fact, I want to say he's the only black actor in the movie.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think
it's hard to say. He's the only one with speaking lines anyway.
It is a large contrast to the other movie we're going to talk about, where there is a significant amount of black actors that show up in it.
The characters in the other and this one tie into the plot of the movie, whereas in this one it's more incidental than anything.
Somewhat. He does play a part.
Well, I mean, the fact that he's black is incidental.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, it doesn't really take the stage.
But yeah, like that is definitely the thing, is that there, even though the different racial terms come up in the movie, their significance is very downplayed. Like, Marlowe does not have any prejudice towards anybody.
Yeah, he's like just the facts type of person.
Yeah, he even will not let anybody like pay him off to tell him what he knows.
Yeah.
It's like, this person hired me. I am gonna do the job for them, and I'm not gonna take anybody. I'm not gonna let anything distract me from the case until it's solved.
Yeah, it's wonderful. No nonsense. He doesn't waste time with racism. It's like, because racism is like it's like just a waste of time.
Yeah, of course.
For him.
But yeah, the big thing is he comes highly recommended to the person who's hiring him, and you don't know anything about this character. Like, it literally starts off, he's in his office, she comes in and wants to hire him, saying he comes highly recommended. And as you watch the movie, you see why he comes highly recommended, and that he doesn't give up, and he doesn't let anybody. He doesn't ever like betray his the confidence of his client. Even to her own mother. Her mother her mother-in-law?
I think it's her biological mother.
Well, her mother tries to pay him to hire him to find out what's actually happening. And he gives her money back. It's like, I've already been hired. I can't take your money. Which is weird. So many other characters, you'd be like, yeah, I'll take your money. I'm doing the same case, getting paid twice. That sounds good to me. But no, he's not in it for the money, presumably.
Yeah.
He's in it for the sense of completion of a case, a mystery.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Also, he is a former police officer.
Yeah.
He got let go, and that's why he ends up being a detective.
A private detective.
Yeah. Yes. It's a bit of a cliche, but hey, this was written when, that was probably not a cliche. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But in any case, if you like Liam Neeson and you like old school detective stories, you'll probably enjoy this movie. It does meander quite a bit.
Yes, it does. There's a lot of characters.
There's a lot of character building.
Very confusing at times to follow.
There's a handful of cameos that showed up. That we found
Alan Cummings.
Okay, so we're not going to say. Alan Cummings shows up as a character, and Colin Meaney shows up unexpectedly.
Who is, of course, from Star Trek The Next Generation and Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Indeed.
And
Chief O'Brien, if you're familiar with the show.
Chief O'Brien. And then...
Layer Cake, I believe he was in that.
The one... Con Air.
Was he in Con Air?
Yeah, he's a police investigator in Con Air. He's the one, like, when the car is getting towed by the plane, that's his car.
All right.
And also, of course, Alan Cummings, we gotta say, the thing I know him most for, of course, as a lot of people know him for, is Nightcrawler from the X-Men movie.
Okay, I was worried you were gonna see something else. Yes, Nightcrawler.
Yeah, he also played, I think, was it the Scarecrow in the sci-fi adaptation of Alice in Wonderland?
I don't think so. It doesn't ring a bell.
Wait, it'd be Wizard of Oz. Oh my gosh.
Wait, what did you say?
I said Alice in Wonderland.
Oh. Man, I was so busy trying to focus on this. So Danny Houston is also in it, and Patrick Muldoon.
Interesting. I did want to say that he is also Leslie Nielsen's character is very even-tempered. Liam Neeson. Oh my gosh.
I get those two mixed up all the time. So don't worry about it.
Leslie Nielsen's been gone for so long, but
don't worry about it. I get it mixed up all the time.
But he's so even-tempered in this movie. He only fights when it's 100% necessary.
Exactly. And part of that you kind of wonder if it's his age or.
I think it was largely Liam Neeson's age because. That's kind of the route that Clint Eastwood went.
Really?
Yeah, as he got older, he did more things that didn't rely on the action. But when this guy fights, it's just complete reactionary, and he's just calm through the whole thing. He only loses his temper like once or twice.
We don't really learn too much about his past.
We really don't.
Other than him being a detective, there's briefly mentioned that he was in the war.
Yes.
Because somebody else is like, I was in the war. Judging by your age, you're probably in the same war as I was. Or something like that comes up. So that's like the only real significant backstory of his we really get, besides the fact that he was on the force.
And there's this one part of the movie where he's trying to get this plushy elephant, and then he grabs this guy's fingers and twists them and throws him through the carnival attraction. And he's like, I've learned to live with a lot of things. Wait, I'm learning to.
The hat's putting ideas in your head.
Yeah, the thing from Dark Man.
Yeah, that we reviewed that
Great
last week.
movie.
But anyhow, yeah, so definitely recommend the movie if it's your kind of thing. But if it's not, you'd be forgiven for skipping it. It's definitely the kind of movie you have to be the kind of person to like this sort of film to enjoy.
It's something that your moms and dads, your grandmas and grandpas
it is
would like.
absolutely a movie for an older audience. Kids are not going to like this movie.
They're gonna be bored silly watching this movie.
Yeah, I mean, unless they're Liam Neeson fans or detective fans, then they're not going to really care about it. But don't let that detract from the fact that it is a good movie. I've been seeing everywhere that people have been, putting some stink on this movie, and I don't think it deserves it.
I think you have to realize what kind of movie it is.
They just are not people who know this genre and like it.
Yeah, the poor theater put it like all the way.
And we saw it like the first day it came out.
Yeah, and it was already almost out of the theater.
Yeah, I mean, and it wasn't like we were the only ones there. There was
a handful, but I did notice there were at least two couples that were maybe in their twilight years.
Yeah, I definitely saw that the couple that was in front of us. She brought a blanket. She had a blanket on her. It was like,
they were sweet. They were also like the movie was over and it took them a few minutes to stand up and get going. Which is no shame. It's just like, hey, it's great that they were able to find a movie that they would like.
Also, in a kind of a really weird little, I want to say an Easter egg kind of sort of thing. At the end of the movie, there is a scene where Marlowe is walking through where they're filming a movie, and it's a World War II picture or something, and there's Nazi flags hanging there, and it's like, if you know Liam Neeson, he was Oscar Schindler in Schindler's List, a guy who helped the Jews escape the Nazis. At least I think that's what it's about. But yeah, it's so weird. It's like the dude who played Schindler is like walking past these Nazi flags and not even giving any kind of consideration for it. It's just there.
The movie industry plays a significant portion.
Yes.
Of the plot. It basically
funny enough, in the other movie we're going to talk about, television is actually what takes more of a precedence. Yeah. So L.A. Confidential. Let me pull up the other page here. So this one takes place in 1953.
1953, also in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
if it's not obvious from L.A. Confidential.
I don't think either of them actually calls it Los Angeles in the movie. It's just that is what we call it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is very much about the time. This one's very much about the time period, whereas the other one. It
was a little harder to gauge.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they actually spelled out what year takes place, but they did say what the book it was based on, which I will, if I end up making that YouTube short, that I'll mention the story. But anyhow, so LA Confidential, it has a very star-studded cast.
Yes.
Let's see here. So it's Kevin Spacey, Russell Crowe, Guy Pearce, James Cromwell, Kim Basinger, Danny DeVito, David Strathairn. Let's see who else is noteworthy names jumping out here. Amber Smith, Paul Guilfoyle from CSI. Let's see. I think those are all the names. The last names I don't think.
Did you say Danny DeVito?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he was. It's weird because some of the characters are major parts of the plot. I mean, obviously, but then there's some. It's like, oh, this guy, I know him from this other thing, and they're like, he's only in one scene.
Danny DeVito's actually in.
Danny DeVito's in a couple. Danny DeVito's in a couple. He's gone for a good portion of the movie, though.
So he actually starts out narrating the opening of the movie.
Yes, it is wonderful. Very clever.
He is a newspaper or a tabloid guy.
Yes.
And he kind of has a deal with one of the police officers who works, was it Vice?
I believe, yes.
Vice. Yeah, he works Vice, and he kind of, gives him tips on, where stuff is going down so he can get, pictures to put in his paper. And I always thought it was funny. As he's getting ready to take the picture, he's already coming up with what the headline is going to be.
Yeah, and they're staged in some situations. He's like staging the area. He's like, all right, when you press them, come out to this area.
Yes, we want to get with this in the background.
And he's like, oh, this is crazy. This is amazing. And he's coming up with the tagline or the headline for the article. Yeah, it's very cool, but he's fairly minor, I guess, in the grand scheme. But he does play. He does play into the part.
But yeah, the movie is largely about a trio of detectives who are all, quite different from each other.
Yes, very much so.
You got the very, quiet, smart one. You got the,
Guy Pearce, who is also the fake Mandarin.
Oh, yeah.
In our
Spoilers for Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
He's also protagonist from Memento.
Oh, yes, this is true.
But yeah, and then we have Russell Crowe, who is the tough,
he's very direct.
Yes, he's the kind to punch first and ask questions later.
And he's usually almost always, if not, almost always hitting the right people.
Yeah,
like he's hitting bad people.
He's also, like, his backstory revolves around he is wanting to protect women. Yes. He has a very strong sense of justice for wanting to protect women who are being abused.
Yes.
And we find out, it is an old enough movie, we can kind of
it's old enough. You find out it has to do with his mother being
he grew up with his mom being abused by his dad, and, he tried to protect her as best he could.
But eventually she succumbed to his father.
And so now he wants to make sure that, anybody who tries to do the same thing, gets what's coming to him, type of thing.
Yep.
Whether that's just a beating or, gets arrested and thrown in prison forever. And lastly of the main three is Kevin Spacey, who is a detective who works alongside the, Dragnet kind of TV show. He's an advisor for the show for the actors on how the cops are supposed to be. And he's kind of got a name for himself for having this thing. He's on Hollywood Jack.
Yes.
Is his nickname.
Still a good enough detective, as good as the others.
Yeah, and he's the one who has the connection with Danny DeVito's tabloid guy. He gets paid off by DeVito to come bust these people, which I always thought was weird. So you think the police officer would pay the informant, hey, thanks for the tip, we got some arrests here. It's like, no, he takes the money from the tabloid guy to go and set up the scene. I'm kind of wondering if it's just because it's a different time. It's like there's a bit of a thing about corruption in the police that comes up in the movie.
They're all various levels of corrupt, except for the most part, Guy Pearce is pretty much just, I don't care who you are, you better do the right thing.
Exactly.
He doesn't care if you're a police officer, and that causes a lot of trouble.
Which is kind of an interesting parallel or dichotomy with Marlowe, is that the police have a rather minimal story relation with the story, and what they do appear in the movie, they're pretty much on the up and up.
Yeah.
Other than looking the other way for their former policeman detective and helping him out, they're not like. He's like, we're gonna break the law to carry out the law type of thing. They never did that in Marlowe, whereas that comes up in L.A. Confidential.
Yeah.
Some of the police officers definitely believe the ends justify the means. If you know a suspect is guilty but you can't prove it, would you do something to make them look guilty to a jury, even if it wasn't true?
Yeah.
And Guy Pearce's character absolutely would never do that.
Like, nope.
He says absolutely not.
Yeah. It is. I did want to say because it'll probably come up before it gets mentioned in the comments or whatever. Yeah, we all know that some ugly stuff happened off screen with Kevin Spacey, and there's actually something in the movie that kind of mirrors the situation that happened. Unfortunately, in the real world, not exactly, but it's a little eerie.
Yeah, I kind of caught a little bit of that. I was like, oh.
Yeah, and it's a bit unfortunate, but It really is unfortunate. Can't really shed any light on it.
Yeah.
Can't really shed any light on it. It is a good movie, and it's an interesting character. That's all I got to say about that.
So,
ignoring what happens in the real world.
So the other really big difference, this one's got a lot of action and violence.
Yes, a lot of action. This
Marlowe,
is something you could
Marlowe
keep kids
is.
interested.
I don't think there wasn't a whole lot of blood in Marlowe. Would you
There
say?
was virtually none.
There
were some. There was.
Little bits in certain places.
Yeah, little bits
but
here and there.
very, very localized. Whereas in this movie, people die. They go to crime scenes where there's blood everywhere.
I guess there is quite a bit in Marlowe, but it's like it's so insignificant to the plot, and a lot of it you just need to know. Oh, this guy died.
Yeah.
You don't need to see the gore. In
although there's one scene where they find there's a couple of scenes they find a body, and they showed it pretty graphic. Whereas in LA Confidential, I don't remember there being a whole lot of other than the one body that was they found.
It's Hollywood style murder.
Yeah.
Basically, somebody gets shot, a bunch of squibs explode.
Yeah, exactly.
Then they fall over a table.
Which, funny enough, there were squibs in the story of Marlowe, I think. Because one of the characters works at Hollywood. There's a scene where he's handing the actor a prop gun, and he's having to shoot at the passing car.
Yep.
And I would presume that even in the 30s they wouldn't use real bullets, endangering the talent.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they would.
So they would have had to have. I don't know when the squib was invented.
At one point, they used chalk in some of the old black and white movies.
Okay.
Because when they would shoot and things, they'd hit things. It'd be a cloud of smoke.
That's okay. That's what you mean. I thought you meant the outlines and stuff.
Oh, goodness, no. You know they don't do that anymore.
Yeah. We were watching something where there was an outline, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Case Closed.
Yeah, it was good. Okay, so that's what it was.
It takes place. Well, I guess it's Japan. Maybe they do things differently.
Yeah, or it's just fictional, and they threw that in there.
They just don't know that that's not really a thing that happens anymore. Or
it's just audience expectation sort of thing. You put it there because people expect
it. They're dead.
Yeah. So anyhow, LA Confidential, definitely a great movie. There's a lot of intrigue.
I liked it more.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I think Marlowe was a good movie, the fact that there's a lot of times where you're not quite sure what's going on, whereas in this movie, I'm pretty sure you kind of know what's happening the whole time.
Yeah.
There's the fact that they want to make sure the audience is able to follow along with the case, or the cases, I should say. Whereas Marlowe is just the one case with a few different angles. This one is multiple cases that show up in the course of the movie.
Just one case,
and takes place over a larger period of time. It actually starts off Christmas Eve.
Yes. It takes place over several months, I believe.
Yes.
Hey, look, it's a Detective Conan. See? Case closed.
So if you're wondering why the disc is missing, it's still on the DVD player.
It's still in the player. It was so good. Because, watching Marlowe, we were like, at least I was a bit confused, found it hard to follow, a lot of plot threads that needed to be tidied and cleaned up. Does come to a satisfactory conclusion, but ultimately I think fell short of being wildly entertaining. Whereas LA Confidential was packed full of mystery, action, and it'll have you saying, "Play it again, Sam." Happy Pursuit Friday!
Happy Pursuit Friday! So hopefully you guys like that. See you on Twitch. Azurean is streaming tonight.
We're going to try and finish up Wario 2.
Wario Land 2.
Wario Land 2. And I really want to get this game that Sakonko got me installed and running. What is it? Motorcycle Mechanic 2021, I think it's called.
Simulator. Motorcycle Mechanic Simulator.
Motorcycle Mechanic Simulator. I have no idea how it will appeal to me, but I was very interested. I have a motorcycle, so at the very least, maybe I could pick up anything at all from it.
Yeah, there you go.
Legos.
All right, so tune in to that. I'm not sure when I'll be streaming next, but I'll probably post another poll to see what people want to see me stream. But until then, take care. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave your comments below. Bye-bye.
Happy First Date Friday.
Happy First Date Friday.